continents, let's go completely to the other side and let's talk about Latin America. So, who am I and why am I going to talk about it? So I'm Brazilian, I'm from Brazil, Sao Paulo, studied there, game development, master's degree, had my own studio back then, developing free-to-play mobile games. It was quite fun until there's no money because I'm from Latin America and we're poor. But it was a great experience. We worked with big partners like Sega, BlackBerry at the time, which was very huge there. And we started getting to know about what is free-to-play and does it work where we live. After that, I moved to Mexico to work at a very small company called Square Enix. Have you heard? Yeah, Final Fantasy, something like that. Worked there for about a year and a half, publishing games in Latin America. And then that was, for me, like going to university, because then I really learned what was the market, how to launch free-to-play, what is free-to-play, especially the RPG genre, and if that works in that area. After that, I moved to Chile, Santiago, right down at the end of the world, to work with IP development, and if that works in Latin America as well. So I worked with big companies like Activision, also had Fox, Nickelodeon, so on and so forth, so big brands, and how did it work. And then right now, since my dream was always to live in Europe, I kind of switched things and I live in Hamburg, which is great because it rains and it's cold all the time, so Brazil is very happy. That's irony. But now I am working with RPG, free-to-play games there. But I'm going to talk about all the knowledge I have from the other previous jobs I had. So, what is Latin America? Do I have anybody from Latin America? One? Great. So, yeah, it's exactly this. It's all green, it's all summer, and it's all pretty, and it's all on the beach, and yeah, some pyramids and stuff, but we also work, trust me, even though it's quite hot. And I'm going to share with you guys some numbers since I only have 15 minutes to do all this, and I know we're already late, so I'll keep up. And I know you can't really see, but I wanted to show this. This is the Newzoo research of the top 100 countries by game revenues, and these are all Latin countries that made to the top 100. Latin countries that made to the top 100 all around the world on game revenues, and this is quite surprising as well. For me, Brazil on number 11, yay me, not top 10 yet, but Brazil only last year alone made $1.5 billion in games. And in my opinion, that's quite a number for a country that is in development. And like our friends were talking here about India, we also have payment methods that we have problems. Not everybody has a credit card, not everybody has a smartphone, internet doesn't work, so you're like playing your game on the Wi-Fi. Okay, now I have to commute. You run, you turn off so that it doesn't eat your data, then you go back to the other Wi-Fi continue playing. So that's something that really happens for all the time. Mexico is number 13 with almost 1.2 billion. So there are two big players around there. Argentina number 22 with almost half of there. So moving forward, and these are some other interesting numbers from this whole research. Latin America holds 9.30% of the whole global population that was taken into consideration. So it's almost 10% there of the gaming population, including every single continent. 10.58% of internet population, which also includes the whole globe. So I think it's quite an interesting number. And almost 5% of the total revenue of gaming last year. This is only last year. So I think, needless to say, there is a very great potential for growth, and it's coming. And now I'm going to show you some store stats of what they consume and what they play, but we are getting there. And I say we Latins are getting there. And I think it's quite interesting to see that other countries that like India, other ones that we're all coming and growing together, and money is there. I was in Russia last year for another conference that was actually very cool as well, and it was great to see how they are also very big, very powerful, and we're all growing. So be careful, Brits, we're taking over the world. Okay, so some more statements over here. This is Brazil. And I really like this graph because it's just a summary of the whole research, but focused on this country. And I really love this big number here, 56% is the percentage of gamers who actually spend money. And for Brazil, that's great because we have huge problems with piracy. So, especially on the console side, back then in PlayStation 2, everything was like, oh, pirate games, and that was awesome because then we used to spend 5 reais, which is our currency, instead of 300. Of course, if you want to buy a PlayStation 4 today in Brazil, you'll probably spend around $2,000. True, I'm not lying, so that's why I don't live there anymore, because I have to buy a PlayStation. That's all. But anyway, so there are 56% of the gaming population that's actually spend money on games. And then if we talk about Mexico, it's even higher. Mexico has less people than Brazil, but they spend more in terms of per person. So 62% of gamers spend money there. And again, I lived there for 8.5, and it was quite impressive to see that, of course, with all the violence, and I'm not gonna lie, you know, you cannot get your iPhone on the street, hey, I'm playing here, yay, Clash of Clans is awesome, you get stolen. So, even with that, there's an impressive number, you know, that people actually play, they commute, and they have their phones, Candy Crush, all over the place. My mom is very addicted as well. Anyways, moving on. An overview. So this is App Annie data from iOS, and this is what we're consuming right now. Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, and Mexico, and Peru. Free, paid, and grossing. And here are the stats for the Android store. And I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a summary. So, conclusion, what does that mean, right? It means that we have lots of drama because we talk a lot, we have lots of dancing, so Spotify, there are WhatsApp, Facebook message, so we like to talk, we like to socialize, and we do like to dance. That was supposed to be funny. I thought breaks were funny. Oh, well, anyways, but we do play, and familiar icons for you? Have you seen these games before? So it's the same. We do play the same. But there is this great difference is that there, for example, Clash of Clans was downloaded more than 7 million times, and there's almost 9 million in total revenue in Brazil only last year. So that's a lot of money if you think about one app. That's one app. And if we talk about Candy Crush, it was downloaded over 30 million times in Latin America, 30 million times, and almost 7 million in total revenue. You see that, of course, there's different profiles of spender, right? Different profiles of players, and it's something about culture as well. Why would you pay if it's free? Maybe I'll just try 150 times, and this time I will pass. I feel confident. So they're really persistent, trust me. But they do spend money eventually, and this culture of in-app purchase, and you know, they're getting there. And I think Clash of Clans proves it with the numbers. So what's the secret? And I think it's not very different than what they were talking here before about India and probably a lot of other places. Of course, Brazil should be, if you go into Latin America, if you want to publish your game there, if you want to make money there at all, you should really focus on Brazil. Mexico also very important, but really do that. We already have the 4G technology there. People consume, there's unlimited data plan as well. Trust me, they spend 3,000 on an iPhone, but they pay it in 24 months, but that's even more important than having a TV right now. So they really go for the smartphone. And one thing that was interesting in Brazil, the carriers are very expensive, of course, so people have more than one phone. Exactly. They have 2 different smartphones because this one is to call that kind of people, this one is to call that kind of people, but I play in both. So they don't read the terms and conditions, so they do multi-account, but maybe they can spend more. Yeah. Latin America is not only Brazil and Mexico. Argentina is also big. Colombia is also big, so they do spend money. And if you want partnership, there are a lot of studios there, great developers if you just want to. And there's also publishers that understand about the market. There's also salespeople. There's also everything that you need to know about purchasing users, so on and so forth. Like I said, I'm a game producer, right? I'm not gonna make any advertisement of any company, but I can give you names and put you in contact with whatever you need after. Diversify payment methods. Credit card will not be the only solution. It's not one to rule them all. We don't have things like Apple Pay, for instance. Everything, you know, we have something that we call boleto bancário. That was Portuguese, which is a piece of paper that you print out. You go to the bank or you go to any of the, you know, like the lotto places. You know, that you bet, and then you can pay that, and then after a number of hours, you get that debited in your account. Localized, and it's 2 languages, right? It's Spanish for everyone and Portuguese for us. Yes, I don't speak Spanish. Well, I do, but it's not my language. Brazilians don't speak Spanish, so if you launch an app in Spanish in Brazil, it's not going to work. It's better for you to do it in English because, yeah, there are more people that speak English than Spanish. I'm almost there. I'll get there. So localize, and then advertise. You know, any kind of media, especially internet, especially online, advertise. We consume advertisement. Put advertisement in your app. We will watch the 30-second video to get that extra bonus, to get that extra percentage. We will, because in the minds, it's better than paying. So I rather watch. Yeah. If you want more, you can ask a local. This is not me making any, but there's one right here, so if you have any more questions, I would be happy to answer. I know we're running late, so just wanted to let you know there are over 7,000 people that work in the game industry back in Latin America. So lots of people, lots of knowledge. Please do exchange. We're right here. We don't bite, we dance. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I have to say, by surprising